Staten Island get together. Dchamberzciw, Method Man, what up?
I came to bring the pain, you know the rest of it. Scars and the wounds on the body is pure evidence. Merged from the slums like you, just near the water. I'm from Coney Island, the blocks hot.
What up? You already know what it is. Digitunetv.
Right.
This is a special edition.
Right.
This is a special edition. You know what I mean? Word, we're gonna run it up. We got to allow us to introduce. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let him introduce himself, just to pay the respects.
It's your
you
boy,
know what I'm saying?
Dchamberzciw, no time for the small talk. You know I'm G5 flying.
You already
when
know.
I'm on land, I'm swerving in the caddy.
You already know. You already know.
Welcome to the WMMG workspace. This is, under Warren Mentality Music Group. I got a few partners, my man Murder and H. Cream, they working on different companies inside our company. We all create stuff to take things to the next level. I use this space for blog space, private meetings, photos, etc. You know what I mean? For people that need workspace. But we here right now rocking with you, man. We talking, we on the grind 24/7. You know what I'm doing. Let's get to it, man.
Yeah. So you already know. So we got some big things that's popping off. You hear me?
Right.
We got you with Meth.
Right.
We got you with China Mac.
Right.
We got you with Benny.
Right.
We got you on U-Pulse. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit happening. We got promotions. You know what I'm saying? We got the work.
Taking the mobile
we got the
program,
process.
just doing the business and controlling the market and studying the market at the same time. Because a lot of the times, people don't understand it's a music business, so you can't just rely on the music. So I do things that I know make sense to the people and will make sense for my lane, for my conversation, so I'll never have to fake it or funk or have to go way out of my element to do something that I really don't have to do.
Word. All right, so let's get it. First of all, shout out all your own projects. Let everybody know where to go, where to find you, what to look for. You know what I'm saying? Where to purchase, where to get the merch, everything.
I will always tell people, tap into the name Dchamberzciw, D.Chamberzciw. Spell my name with a Z, not with an S, because they're sleeping on me.
No doubt.
When it comes to music, you definitely find it on all platforms, iTunes, Spotify. I got a lot of body of music on videos on YouTube. You probably see me also on a lot of web series, The Cycle, The Brooklyn Way. I did one episode of Pieces. I was working on, I wrote a battle rap movie for Smack with URL, so I'm working on that before the battle. But a lot of people, when you see music,
shout out to Smack.
Shout out to all the DJs that show love to me too. Shout out to Drewski, shout out to Self.
Shout out to Drewski.
You know me, those guys, they promote all my music on Live FM in New York City. And for that to happen from somebody from Coney Island, descending from being around the battle culture with Smack, and it was a great transition to go from the streets and still understand business to like bartering service for studios to the work. This is my second office to design things to keep me to survive in this culture. So that's what I'm out here doing, man. Just making sure the music is fire, collaborating with people that's fire, that's getting to the bag, that's understanding the business, and just outworking and just adding on to this legacy.
Yeah, absolutely. Boom! You already know. All right, so look, what got you started in this shit, man? Like, let's go back. What motivated you? What record did you hear or listen to? What did your mother play?
It was actually my older cousin Damien, and I think it was Cool G Rap, Ill Street News. And I remember,
shout out to Cool G Rap. He from
it was up late at night, and it was like a channel.
Shout out Supreme.
It was like a Channel 36 thing. Ralph McDaniels. And
shout out Ray Dijon.
And I think also I remember was a time where I used to go with my man R.P. Foot. We used to go to his crib, and then he had like the Protect Your Neck instrumental. I think it was the A and B side back then. And then it was the other Beat Nuts. I think it was Off the Hook this year, some shit. It was the instrumental. And we used to just play around with it, but we never really...
That shit was fire, though. You talking about boom, doom.
Yeah, it would be
all them niggas from my hood.
Yeah, but we was all playing around with it, but I used to actually last the longest. Even if we was playing with it somehow, I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't the best, but I just...
The realization of the gift.
Yeah, I was like,
you know what I'm saying? The unawareness of the gift.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I would tap into it on my off time without people even knowing, because I was more known to be a hustler, if anything. Everybody knows, like, I'm from Coney Island, 36th Street. I was always into the money or figuring out ways. And I'm not gonna act like it was just negative because I also went to college. I did things, you know what I'm saying? I had fly jobs. I had best of both worlds, and music wasn't at the top of the list at the time.
That's dope.
And later on in life, it found me. That's how I took it more seriously.
All right, so what age did you say you officially started? If you knew you was a rapper or you knew you was gonna start rapping?
I could say I was trying it when I was in South Carolina in like the late, because I thought I was gonna play ball. So we talk like before the 2000s, like, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't recording nothing. Like I probably had freestyles off a karaoke machine and nobody could tell the difference. I was able to finesse it off a karaoke machine. But then I would say like 02, 03 when my boy Liaison, you had this thing like Myers Fan, and we had the studio on 36th Street. My man Bob went to jail and then was back hustling. And I think somewhere like around 04, 05, I was just like, open mics for $10. You have a song and you go freestyle through shit. But still didn't have a song, a project or nothing. Like people, Kim Cheyenne came to me like 05, but around then I already had a bunch of pending charges. It wasn't clear. You know what I'm saying? I was already headed towards the mountains. So by the time I came home in 08, 09, in jail, I was just like, yo, you know what? I started reading books or doing the business and started just taking what I wanted to do because I always was in the back watching other people do it, watching people's mistakes. But I always had the best relationships with people that did the business. You know what I mean? I may not have the talent at the time. I just had to figure out what the fuck I was saying. You know what I mean? The channel wasn't clear. And then once I started finding my niche and finding the crowd that, you know what I mean, that sticks with what I'm saying, things just started to get better. Going through pains, losses, I was able to tell my story better and it just felt, I started picking beats that, you know, a lot of times I was getting lost in with the beats that we thought would just be good for the masses. And then I just started sticking true to my sound. And that's what people know me for. I'm very versatile, but I stick to my sound. And once I start doing that, more things started to happen for me. And you know, when you think of Dchamberzciw, you think of warrior mentality. You
Warriors.
You think of Coney
Coney
Island.
Island Warriors, yeah, get
Before
to
people
it.
wasn't thinking about
On some
Coney
real
Island.
grown man, on some hard 300 shit.
We out there, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And we all living with that warrior
Shout out to
mentality.
CI, shout out to Coney Island.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We just flying high, man. That's what we doing. And we take the bigger approach because a lot of times people just think Coney Island, they think of basketball, they think of violence. You know, lately as now, more artists is coming out rapping now. And we take, a lot of people take the aggressive approach, a lot of people take the scamming approach, some people take the basketball approach. But I'm glad as music is becoming a topic because now we got the amphitheater out there, one of the biggest concerts out there, and me, Nims, was able to touch that stage for our people because we've been fighting this war for years to get people to hear artists from Coney Island.
All right, so what age were you when you made your first studio produced mixed song?
I mean, I think everybody think they got a big song when you go to any studio. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, let's just be real here.
Yeah,
Like,
you
when
keep
you,
it 100,
yeah, like everybody think they got the
I
mix.
damn sure be thinking my shit mixed right.
Yeah, every time you record, who the fuck don't think? At all ages, I thought I had the fucking mix. You know, I think to have, like, I always used to go to studios, like my man Bump Studio when I first started. And then when I thought his shit was like, eat ready for Hot 97, then I went to a studio in the Bronx, then I went to Manhattan. And I think it all depends on the engineer I worked with now.
Right.
As of recently, like within the last couple of years, shout out to D Nice, I think when we did that on 906 Music, and that record was the actual record that kept me on the radio. I'm supposed to say that was the best mix, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
every year is something different.
Yeah, shout out to D Nice.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so what you got? What's to come? What's the future looking like? It's gonna be 2021. We're gonna get through this 2020 shit somehow.
I mean, basically in 2020, I plan to just take the business more seriously. That's why I got Warrior Mentality Music Group, because a lot of the times people know me for the music, but outside of music, I ran studios. You know what I mean? People know me for 906 Music, Takeover Studios. And Takeover Studios at Pound for Pound Studios. So that was Queens, Brooklyn, and Manhattan. And I was bartering service for those studios. And I was just becoming a lab rat, working on my craft. And then in between that, I created my clothesline, WM Power, that had the warrior mentality, warrior ambition, stay motivated, never stop. You know what I mean? There's messages of ambition to keep getting more. So I created that brand. And then I had no time for the small talk, the radio show. Shout out to DTF, shout out to No Time for the Small Talk, Ice Chills, Crystal, 5 Stacks, Soundbite Management. You know, it started with me and Comatose Rose, and you know, of course of the times, some people came, some people left, and we still keeping that going. I keep the content coming in, and I've been able to work with so many videographers, Star Mozzie, you know, Firestorm, Fire Kid.
Shout out.
You know, I'm thinking about, I'm talking about people that's from Coney Island that I could say that's in-house. That shout out to Zoe TV. I remember Lock TV when he was shooting films. You know, Todd Sounds, he was shooting videos.
Shout out to Todd Sounds.
You know what I mean? I can name those guys that's really shooting those videos out there. And I can say like even right now, I gave it back to Star Mozzie. Like when I did the video with Charlie Mack, I called Star Mozzie. You know what I mean? I call Fire Kid. I always try to give it to home team first. And I learned to just create that as a company too, bartering service, because a lot of artists don't have a direct connect to get videos or photography.
Right.
Now you have somebody that can do that. So I created a business outside of the music, and that's gonna last forever.
No doubt. Congratulations, good work.
Word, you know what I'm saying?
Good work. I'm proud.
I'm not doing it no different than the people like I see, like I watch like the Hoes, you know, the 50s, the Diddies, you know, even the Birdman. So like, you know, Master P, like those guys, like I see how business, you know, those guys will show you there's a lavish life within music if you do the business and you take control of it. And that's the lane where I'm headed. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking the mobile approach. We out here.
No doubt. So once again, connect everybody to what's popping, where you at. I just named about 4 songs. Let them know where to go, where to find you.
You know what I'm saying? They swerving in the caddies on iTunes, but like Quarantine Vibes was out the whole pandemic. I kept the streets alive with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jockway. Me and Jockway did the record. It was produced by Cover. That me and Hattie Rack, Streets Keep Calling. We about to shoot the video for that. After Quarantine Vibes, I put out Jetsons. That shit was fire, produced by Cover. And
shout out to Cover, the real Cover.
Umbrella Studio. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to everybody that's over there. You know, I locked in with them, and they out there in the Bronx, and I laugh and joke with the Bronx every day, but I fuck with them, and they got that sound, and we stay busy, just pumping out hits now. They produced that record with me and China Mac. But I'm working on Close Friends and Enemies. As long as I stay on the radio and I stay busy and I keep dropping, putting out videos, putting out content, like, and I'm working with different producers. Soon I'm gonna be signing producers, and I'm gonna be looking for young artists that I know I can put on the platform, and we could really take off and get to that bag.
Right,
so that's what's really going on here. We're creating that wave, you know what I mean, and doing it independently as of now, so something major happens.
Right. So we got D Chambers in the building.
That's what's up. You know that.
Super dope. You know, we only gonna be dealing with the real. You know what I mean?
24/7.
Super dope. Everything gonna be super dope. You ain't even gotta worry about it. I got you personally.
You know what I'm saying? You know everything will do.
Word,
you know that.
Word,
we out here flying high.
Yeah,
you know that.
No doubt.
So we just stay motivated, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So follow the examples. Follow the examples of the brothers are setting with the hard work. You heard?
You know what I mean? We're just putting great leaders together to do better leadership, more better than over nonsense. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing out here. And you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of talent out there. You know what I mean? So when you stand firm and you put that energy out there, those are the people, there's people that look up to that. And you'll know the difference.
Right. You heard it first. We appreciate you, big bro.
Download all my music, man. I ain't gonna just say download one record.
Everything.
Go hit that iTunes, go hit that Spotify, go hit that SoundCloud.
Run it up.
Is out now.
Run it up.
Every record is fire.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
doubt.
And I'm doing straight business with everybody. You know what I mean? Holla at your boy. You know I got no time for that.
Clean or dirty.
get it, got him. Getting to it ain't a problem. Expensive whips, she all on my body. She all on my body. Don't try to Milwaukee. You know that I get it, and you know that I got it. Get it, got him. Getting to it ain't a problem. Expensive whips, she all on my body. She all on my body. Don't try to Milwaukee. I always get it. You know that I got it.